Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Next time, when you hear the American president is the most powerful person in the world, that's garbage. And I will show you why. Evidence, my friends. Evidence. Remember, the most powerful, the President of the United States of America, he is in charge, or she is in charge, whomever that might be. That's not true. I will show you. A former Speaker of the House can oust you. An 89-year-old ousts an 80-some-year-old. That's the first point. The second one, I will show you. Nancy Pelosi ousted or was part of ousting the US president. Then we have Kamala Harris. Who voted for Kamala Harris? But we are the greatest democracy in the world. Kamala Harris just picked from behind a almost dead man, Mr. Biden, and she's now the nominee. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, is this question. Well, if I'm a Democrat, I would like to have a say on that. I tell you why. Some people decided that that person is my representative and I should vote for that person because they picked that person. And as a little piece of information that is very important, in 2020, when the Democratic Party had the primaries, Kamala Harris had less than 1% of the Democratic vote. So that means less than 1% of the people, the delegates and the people, according to opinion polls, wanted her. And she was just picked and appointed as the vice president, the running mate of the semi-dead person. That's democracy for you. Do you think that is real? Remember, that guy could not sell tickets to a stadium. People would not come and see him speak. But he was top of the charts, his album. I gave you this analogy many times. Biden won with a record number of people, but when he showed up at venues, he didn't come at the stadium venues. 10 people here, 20 people over there, 15 people over there. But he won. He sold the most LPs. Joe Biden. But when he showed in person, nobody came to see him. On the other hand, the one that lost, definitely, Donald Trump, when he used to go in each and every venue, they were full, including people outside that did not have room to come in. Tens of thousands. I participated in some of these venues. So I saw it with my own eyes. Okay? But hey, that's the way. This is real, man. This is real because that's the way it is. Let's say Michael Jackson sells all the LPs. He goes to, let's say, sing somewhere. And when he comes over there, nobody shows up. Is this possible? No. Nevertheless, she was elected by some, appointed to be the running mate. Okay, running mate. No running mate. The candidate. And the third topic here. Haven't you heard so many times that the Democratic Party is the party of tolerance, inclusion, love, understanding, the good party, the sensitive party? Well, I'm going to show you their message. Some of the message promoted by some of the speakers, right? They are now for hope. What a hope that what? They would some? Is that what it is? Yeah, this is a mouse, okay? That's exactly, kill the mouse. Well, let me start with the beginning. And we're going to start with this one. Right there. This is Yahoo News. DNC 2024 takeaways. Biden passes the torch to Harris. Hello, Mary Lou. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, so he passes the torch, or if this garbage Andrew Romano, he just take a shit on the Romans by the name, he should not be called Romano. He says that he just passes the torch. I think that he was passed the torch. His torch that he never had was just taken and given to someone else. Why? Let me show you, baby doll. Let me show you. Next article. Right there. Los Angeles Times. Column. Pelosi on Biden ouster. These guys are telling you straight. Be it Republican, Democrat, not affiliated or independent, however, whatever you want to call. Pelosi on Biden ouster. So Biden, the guy who passes the torch, was ousted. the strongest man in the world was ousted by whom? None other than the person who can't keep her dentures in her mouth. Whenever she speaks, like, and she's not all there, but she still has this and that and this and that. That tells you lack of self-confidence, a low self-esteem. Why? She's not happy with how she looks. Why? Is that the most important thing? For some it is. Well, she's going to become a Frankenstein. Like Michael, who had only two, yeah, plastic surgeries. And we're like, say what? Okay. So let's go back to this one. And I'm quoting this Pelosi. I just wanted to win this election. So if they're upset, I'm sorry for them. No, you're not. Don't give a shit. You decided, this person right here, she decided that Biden must be ousted. Nancy Pelosi, whose fingerprints are all over the defenestration of President Biden, has expressed deep sadness. It's a lie. At the rupture in their relationship. Stab in the back. The two got back decades of now it says she now praises Biden as one of the nation's greatest and most consequential presidents, deserving even of a place on Mount Rushmore. This is, remember what our Julius Caesar said in the Senate room the last time he set foot in it. He looked around and said, "You too, Brutus?" And Brutus was, "Yeah, that me too." This was a dagger in his groin. So that's exactly over here. You too, Pelosi? Yeah, but you're gonna be on Mount Rushmore. But in the meantime, let me... There's nothing there. Never was. Anyway, so that's another one. And the Democratic... Let's say, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I'm whatever works for our country to do the best. Some policies from the Democrats work, some policies work from the Republicans, some policies work from outside of these imbeciles. I use each and every one that make our country great and our nation prosper and be the pinnacle, an example, with freedom of speech, be respected, and so on. Just respect the Constitution. Just respect that. That's all I want. But they can't do that because that's too dangerous for the weasels. So, again, I'm not. But if I would be a Democrat, I would ask questions. What do you mean you ousted the president, the sitting president, with Pentagon, with CIA, with FBI? Supposedly, it is the middle finger. And Nancy Pelosi, a former Speaker of the House that doesn't fucking know where she's at, she outs you. That should just tell you as a Democrat, and you had zero say in this person who 4 years ago had less than 1% approval rate from your party. I don't think it's very kosher. Oh, you like that YouTube using oy vey and kosher and all that? I don't think it's kosher. I think it's right in your eyes. The elections in 2016 were clear to show who's who, what's what in all this matrix. Who's in charge with the money? Who is the system operatives, the mass media? Who are even Trump's party? How the system works? Who are the guys, the fixers, and so on? It was clear. If you didn't see that, that means you either are or you are a weasel. You didn't want to see it. Why? Because you don't care who wins. You don't want to win. Even if your country, your children will have a worse life. And they will. And the problem is mine too. But hey, I know what to do. Anyway, let's move. You don't. You're going to vote for Kamala. So the garbage goes even lower. Here, Business Insider. Pelosi defends role in pushing Biden out. Did you hear this? It's in your face. Don't give me, but Emil, that's how the system is. No, that's not the way it is. I heard that democracy is the will of the demos. Demos is the people. Well, some people, right? Well, what do you have them? Oligarchy. That's what we have, an oligarchy. All right, saying she's sorry for those who are upset, but the country is very happy. The country is not half, it's full. I'm not happy. I'm part of the country. So when you say maybe part of the country, most of the country, and if you say most of the country, you have to bring at least a survey, baby doll. But what do you expect? She's interested in her ice cream during COVID and showing us with no mask and going to have her hair cut when everybody else had a mandate. Remember that? Now that is the elites for you. Now, next one. Let's see the hope. Hope that what? Remember when Biden ran on these idiotic two terms, hope and change. My first question would be like a normal person, not a genius person. Hope what? What do you mean hope? And change into what exactly? Can you give me more details here? But everybody, hope, change, hope what? That you work harder and you are paid less? That's how it hope? And change into what? Into a democracy, into a garbage, into a totalitarian regime? Is that a change? It is. You support change? So baby, doll, mother. Think about these kind of things. Details, like, as I said many times, Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a man of peace. He said it. He said, I love peace as long as it's done on my terms. That's how peace is. We say, oh, the Palestinians don't want peace. Oh, those guys don't want peace. Why? Because the terms are bad for them. If the roles will be reversed, the other guys will say, we don't want peace. And the mass media should say, yeah, they don't love peace. But they want to continue the carnage. But the peace, the terms are bad for them. Would you accept that? I want to take, let's say, your house and your wife, if she looks good. Would you give them to me? Maybe your wife, she has a big mouth and so on. But anyway, let's say I want that. And say, no, I'm not going to give you. I say, yeah, well, I want peace, man. I want peace, but, and say, no, I want to fight with you if you want to take these things. Come on, man. You're not a man of peace. Yeah, give me that and we have peace. It doesn't work that way. I mean, remember, the wife is a different thing. She has a big mouth. She should stay with you. All right. Hope is making comeback. The Obamas make the case for Kamala Harris. Holy moly. My God. She's bigger than him. My God. Right there. Anyway. So there they are, anyway. It's a comedy. It's a comedy. But it's a comeback. Now let's see. There's hope. Now let's see what the hope means for these guys. First, actor Wendell Pierce gives message to black men in United States of America, and I'm quoting, there's blood on the ballot box. What does that mean, boy? What does that mean? Threats. Hate someone. I thought that these are hope and love and all that. There's blood on the mailbox. Remember those who died in the rivers of Alabama and Mississippi. For them, do the honor and vote. Vote. This is like, if you vote the other way, if someone would say, let's say, okay, I'm a Democrat, I'm going to vote for Trump. Immediately that thing, it will change from go and vote for these people. So he doesn't promote voting. He promotes voting for these guys because somehow the other guys are the ones, remember the Alabama and Mississippi. You know those guys from KKK. Were they Republicans or Democrats? Remember the Jim Crow laws? Were they Republican or Democrats laws? Now, if you know history, you know exactly both are do-do-do-do-do-da-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You remember Woodrow Wilson? He was watching in the White House a certain kind of silent movie. Do you remember the movie with those guys with the sheets? He was a Democrat watching his buddies. So this imbecile doesn't know shit. But hey, he's an actor. He's a personality. We should listen to him. Next one. I'm going to show you more love coming from the Democrat Party. Here, CNN, Michelle Obama, who's going to tell Trump the presidency is a black job. She's full of love, isn't she? Hey, missing a tooth? Or two? Anyway, I always thought she's a personal thing. Personal. Now your both eyes look the same. Sometimes one looks bigger and this mandibula comes like James Brown, whom I like a lot. You know? All right. It's the man's world. All right, here it is. So, Michelle Obama, I always thought that she's a very unattractive woman in and out. Anyway, so there she is. She makes it about race. So the president is the black, what? Remember, if a guy from the Republican Party, whomever would say, just tell those freaking Obamas, one is mixed race and the other one is I don't know what, that, I don't know, the presidency is a white job. Do you think everybody will say, ha, ha, that was a good one, Emil, excellent? You will be labeled this and that and this and that. You should not give a fuck if you're labeled, just so you know. I don't care. Label me however you want. You know what I mean? Your labeling means nothing because you're dishonest. So this is the party of love. Now, let me show you another one. Here. Remember when they said that Trump is the dictator, a tyrant, will suspend the Constitution of the United States of America. He will eliminate the Congress. He would just be a dictator. He would institute martial law. He would arrest all these political prisoners. Do you remember all that told by the mainstream mass media, the system operatives in charge of creating the illusion? Remember, nothing happened. Not because anybody opposed him and did not let him do that. You know, it's not because that. Because it was not true. It was not true. But we have here. Remember when it was lock her up, lock her up? I witnessed that. Did he lock her up? Did Trump lock Hillary Clinton up? No, he didn't. Why? Don't tell me he was not able. But she is happy that he is going to possibly be locked up. What does that tell you? Well, he's just a criminal. I mean, if you believe that, why don't you go and figure out Benghazi? Emil, there were some hearings in the US Congress where they said they absolved her of any wrongdoing. Wasn't she a senator of New York City? How did she get that nomination and then she won the senatorial two seats in New York, in the state of New York, not New York City, New York. Her brother, her husband. Now that tells you again about democracy and about the Congress, the US Congress. So here she is happy about the Democrats, really meaning it. Hillary Clinton's face when the DNC crowd chanted lock him up is going mega viral. They didn't use the same word, mega viral, when Trump and the Republicans said that. Remember, they didn't do it. It seems like Trump is going to go to, and I'm going to show you her face. This is like the fox who ate the canary. I don't know. She looks very Madeleine Albright, kind of. You know what I mean? And there's a better one. Who do you know, baby doll? Me? It's me? Is it for me, baby doll? Fuck off. Look at that. I mean, with all the attempts, with all the hair, all that, and all the goatee, she's just this the way it is. But hey, that's the party of love, inclusion, and all that. Make it about, hey, white man, black man, how you vote. No, hey, vote for these guys. It's not about voting and inclusion. And everybody's made on threats. That one is made on threat of the black people. If they don't vote Democrat, they will be called Uncle Tom. The other one is Michelle Obama, and anybody told it's a black, reverse the roles and see how they will say, ha, that was a good job, a good joke. And now this one with Hillary Clinton, remember, did he lock her up? No, why? He was alone. All the apparatus around him was not his. Otherwise, if he had the power to institute, all what these guys scared us, he would, right? Because he was a tyrant, we were told. He didn't do shit out of it. Oh, 6th of January, the insurrection. That was not one. I saw an insurrection. An insurrection, if you don't have the army, there's no insurrection. There's going to be dead. Or if the army doesn't participate. Because the army can sit like this, because they like what they see. Remember that? Do you like what they see? All right, do you like what you see? Remember those guys on the toilet? All right. So, if the army stays like this, the insurrection occurs. If the army intervenes, the insurrection occurs or doesn't. So it's the army, the guys with the guns, that determine if an insurrection really is over there. Remember when it was that in 2016, I think it was, in Turkey, when these guys wanted to overthrow a legitimate government of another country. They thought that overthrowing the Ukrainian government, legitimate government of Viktor Yanukovych in 2015 was okay. They tried their hand in Turkey. And part of the military tried an insurrection. But the military did not fall for it, only part of it. And Erdogan them up. Now that was a failed insurrection, a real insurrection. Did you see here at the Capitol, some people walking around, some people being stupid, some people being crazy? Let's say those guys would have occupied the Capitol. Let's say. And all those guys, senators, House representative weasels, would go through to the tunnel, out of it, and they will be all safe. And they will be in the Capitol. You know what would have happened? In about few hours at the most, it depends how Nancy Pelosi decided, the Capitol would have been surrounded by the National Guard, and not only by the special troops and all that, by the military, by the whatever she had. And those guys would have been, and that's an insurrection? Let's say they took over the Capitol. Let's say the senators are over there. What does that mean? Nothing. Nothing. That's not the seat of the government. The seat of the government is somewhere else. And the military will intervene in a second. And those guys will be starving or shot at. But that was an insurrection. Jesus Christ. So again, the party of love and happiness, that's garbage. The US president is the most powerful person in the world. No. Pelosi just did like this on the dustpan and then right there, like a cremated little garbage that Biden will be soon. What the hell? And then you got Obama, hope, making a comeback. Hope that what? What exactly? That you're gonna... Me? These guys? Probably lock him up. Yeah, that's exactly. That's the party of hope. And I'm not making fun only about the Democrat Party. The other party is the same as this one. The same. Why? Because they're owned by the same parents. The money interest, the banks, the big business. They give them campaign donations legally. They have the media. Why? Because they have shares. They're the shareholders. They have the CEOs appointed. What are you talking about? And then they have the guys that get elected with their support. And then those guys appoint Lloyd Austin. They take him from the... You know who Lloyd Austin is? Lloyd Austin is the defense secretary. He's in charge of our military. Let's put it this way. He's black. So if he thinks tomorrow that reparations must be paid... Whew, all right? Anyway, so he was appointed... taken from Raytheon, where he was a board member, after he was a general in the U.S. military, army, whatever he was. So it was the U.S. military in the government, and the government in the military. Military is part of the, right? And then he was taking branch. He was taken from there, planted into the Raytheon, because he did very good with some, commands, orders, whatever. And then from there, he was just taken and put as a Secretary of Defense. But hey, if this would have happened in Russia, you would call it the way it is. Corruption, garbage. But here, the system operatives zip it until Mr. Lloyd Austin does something wrong. Then he's going to be just warned. And if he's continuing in his imbecility, and he doesn't look very intelligent either, if he's going to make another mistake, you're going to find out. You're going to find out all the hanky-panky he might have done. I have no evidence. I'm zero. That's why I'm saying he might have, could have. But they will release it then. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. God damn it.